In the beginning, there was chaos, a swirling void of infinite potential, from which the first primordial deities emerged. Gaia, the earth, and Uranus, the sky, came together and gave birth to the Titans, ancient beings of immense power. Among them was Rhea, a mother goddess, and Cronus, a Titan who would one day devour his own children in a desperate attempt to hold on to power. From their union came the first Olympian gods. Hestia was the first to be born, and the first to be swallowed by her father. Cronus, fearing a prophecy that his children would one day overthrow him, consumed each of them at birth. Hestia, silent and swallowed whole, was the beginning of a tragedy that would shape the world of gods and mortals alike. She remained in darkness within the belly of her father, until the day her youngest brother, Zeus, who had been hidden away in secret, returned to confront Cronus. With cunning and strength, Zeus forced Cronus to release his siblings. One by one they emerged, and Hestia, who had entered first, came out last. She had been the first spark of life and the final echo of entrapment, reborn into a world on the brink of transformation. The Olympians rose to challenge the Titans in a war that shattered the sky and the earth. Thunder clashed with raw force. Mountains crumbled, seas boiled, and after years of cosmic conflict, the Titans were defeated. From the rubble of that great war, Mount Olympus rose. The gods took their thrones, each claiming dominion over some aspect of the world. Zeus ruled the skies, Poseidon the seas, Hades the underworld. Hera, Demeter, and the others each took their place, blazing with ambition and pride. Hestia, however, made a different choice. She did not claim the storm, nor the oceans, nor the shifting seasons. She did not demand temples built in her name, or mortal sacrifices to fuel her power. Instead, she chose the hearth, the quiet, unshakable center of every home. While her siblings warred and ruled, Hestia tended to the flame, not the kind that burned cities or raged in battle, but the fire that warmed a family, that cooked their meals, that turned a house into a sanctuary. Hers was a power invisible, yet ever-present. She was not loud, but she was everywhere. In every temple, it was her sacred flame that burned first. In every city, the founding fire was lit in her honor. When colonies were formed, her fire was carried with them to new lands. She was the bond between past and future, the keeper of continuity. She refused marriage offers from both Poseidon and Apollo, not out of pride or spite, but because she had made a vow of eternal chastity, a devotion to peace, to stillness, to service. Her virginity was not a symbol of repression, but of clarity. In a world driven by desire, rivalry, and chaos, she chose simplicity. Zeus, recognizing the depth of her commitment, granted her a rare honor. Though she did not take up arms or rule realms, she would receive the first offering of every sacrifice. Her name would be spoken before all others. Her presence would be the blessing that began every ritual. And so it was. While mortals and gods cried out to Ares for victory, to Aphrodite for love, to Athena for wisdom, they always began with Hestia. Even though she later relinquished her seat among the 12 Olympians to Dionysus, she did so without resentment. She stepped aside with grace, allowing room for joy, revelry, and madness, as any complete home must occasionally allow. Yet, even without a throne, she remained. Her flame never extinguished. Her power never diminished. She was not a goddess of spectacle, but of substance. While others earned myths through war or scandal, Hestia existed in the spaces between, in the silence before a story begins, in the pause after a battle ends, in the stillness of evening when a family gathers near a fire. To forget her was impossible, because her presence was woven into every act of daily life. To dishonor her was to invite discord into one's own home. She is the warmth of a shared meal, the welcome light in the night, the invisible embrace of peace. Her power was not in dominance, but in permanence. Hestia could not be conquered because she never sought to conquer. She could not fall from grace because she never rose in vanity. She endured not through force, but through faith. In every sacred flame that burned through the centuries, in every quiet moment of shelter and safety, Hestia lived. And so, while temples crumbled and empires fell, while heroes rose and vanished from memory, the hearth still burned. In a world so often defined by thunder and fury, Hestia reminds us that the most powerful force may be the one that simply endures. Not through noise, but through necessity. Not through fame, but through fidelity. She is not the goddess of victory, nor vengeance, nor wild beauty. She is the goddess of home. And even now, when we sit beside a fire or cook a meal with loved ones, when we feel the quiet comfort of belonging, we are not far from her. We are still, in some ancient, sacred way, sitting beside Hestia. She is the center that holds the world together. She is peace in a restless age. She is the goddess who waits, watches, and warms. And she is eternal.